Microsoft and Netflix have been they've been talking, as the kids say. They've been thinking about whether or not they want to, go steady, as they said back in my day, a long time ago. They've been thinking about whether or not they want to try and get rid of the churn. And for anybody who doesn't pay close attention to like streaming TV shows and stuff like that, churn is basically where somebody says, okay, I want to watch this show. So I'm going to subscribe to this platform. I'm going to binge that show. And then I'm going to cancel my subscription. And then I'm going to subscribe to something else. And I'm going to binge something on that platform. And then I'm going to cancel that subscription and then repeat, repeat, repeat. Well, apparently Microsoft and Netflix have been in discussions. They've been kicking around ideas of subscription bundles that would pair Xbox Game Pass with Netflix, which is really strange because Netflix also has games and as part of their subscription. But this is during a recent conversation with The Information. Netflix CEO. Is that a typo? What's a CO? Oh, co-CEO. Never mind. I gotcha. I thought that was like one of those acronyms. Co-CEO Greg Peters explained that he met with the newly appointed Xbox boss, Asha Sharma, multiple times since she took charge in February. Okay. So let's just say, like, right now, I have Game Pass, but it's running out this month. And the only reason I have it is because of the Xbox Ally X. Like, it came to me as a review unit and it came with Game Pass. So I subscribed to that, but it's running out this month. And I keep getting notifications from Microsoft. Hey, you want to keep going with this? No, because I never play it. So I don't. But I do subscribe to Netflix. And if Netflix and Xbox had a bundle that made it cheaper, then maybe I might be interested in that. And I'm curious, I know Carrie subscribes, but he's got this whole thing where he's been like building up points for a billion years. So I know Russ, actually, Rich, you don't subscribe, but Russ, do you subscribe?
I do, but it's, I think I mentioned before, I had game like Xbox Live Gold and I converted it over. And then slowly over time, I've just been extending it every time I get a review unit. And that's going to, like, it's all going to come to a head this summer, basically. I'm going to be running out. And so, yeah, I have it right now, but I don't know if I'm going to be actually paying $30 a month for that.
Well, okay. So let's say that Netflix and Xbox put out a bundle, obviously, depending on what that price is. Would you be interested in that?
I would, because we have Netflix. It gets a little more complicated to me because of that whole T-Mobile thing, because they like subsidize some of my Netflix. It's like part of their deal and stuff. So I'm already like getting a discount there. So I'd have to look into that. But yeah, like Netflix is one that I don't see going away in our house, and then I do want to have Xbox mostly just for work stuff to be able to try out day one games.
Yeah, I also have Netflix, and it's been one of the constant subscriptions where like I would prefer just to not have subscriptions, but it works out well because someone in the family is usually using Netflix, but the price just went up or is going up again. So we're like, oh, do we keep this? But from just a, someone that follows the news perspective, I think this is interesting. And again, is kind of like, how does this work? Right. Because whether we can be talking about games, that's one thing, right? And Netflix has kind of struggled with their gaming model. So maybe this helps them offset that, right? Especially when you heard talks about them acquiring Warner Brothers, right? When that was happening, they kind of said they don't care about games, right? So maybe this is a chance for them to sort of shed that that division of Netflix and focus on what they want to focus on, but sort of still have that, but through Microsoft. So from a business perspective, I'm really interested and kind of fascinated in what shape or what form this will take. But I don't know if it's going to shift me over to subscribing or not.
You know what the interesting thing is? I think from the data points that I've seen for Netflix is that they have effectively stopped. There is a capped spend on the content that they are producing. And where that is now has not grown. So every time that they do get a new subscriber, quite literally all of that is gravy. So what exactly is going on when the prices increase, does the content budget increase as well? Like what actually happens there?
They make
So
more
it's all
money.
yeah, I know that they make more money, but I'm also like Russ. I have T-Mobile, and I had, I did that first, and then Netflix has the ad-supported tier, which you can get completely for free. And then when you have competing people using it, you can only use 2 at a time, and then everyone like starts complaining, and you don't get HD. And then it's like, actually, if you just buy the more expensive version, so I think it's like $17 or $16 or something a month, which is less bad, and it's not as bad. It's like kind of like old Netflix pricing, so it doesn't become as terrible. Um, and if Netflix were to just like, actually, let's get rid of all of our whole gaming division, no one really uses it. The only thing that they've done, I don't know if you guys have seen on Netflix, is that they have like a gaming thing now that is more front and center, and it's more about party games. So you can use your phone for like
Oh, like you don't know
Pictionary and
Jack or stuff?
yeah, and it's like that. So you can like you get a code on your phone, and then everyone plays with their phone. So it's like kind of more board games, party night games,
That's
through
cool.
Netflix, which I think at least we've done it a few times. And the only time I've ever done like Android games for Netflix is literally just for review stuff. And it's like, okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, Red Dead Redemption is through Netflix on Android. That's cool. Like I didn't know that was there. I had zero idea it was there, and apparently it is. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, and I don't know if it would make more sense, right, if they could do that in some fashion. And then if you had both of those things, you really have to get in that tier though of like day one games on Game Pass, because like as Russ says, no one cares about Essentials. No one cares about Premium. I don't care about any tier of PSN. Like nothing, no games, even on the most uber awesome epic PSN tier, do I care about any of the games on there. And the only reason I care about Game Pass at all is because of day one games. So I don't know. I feel like it has to have that at the very least. And I don't know. Did you guys see the thing where Microsoft was ranked the 5th best publisher of games last
Yep.
year? Yeah. So if they did make a tier of like, okay, you will get day one games, but it's only Microsoft games, and you will not get any other indie games. Doesn't include Ubisoft Plus, doesn't include Fortnite, and that is the one that comes on Netflix in some fashion. I think that would have a lot of success.
I would be excited for that.
Yeah, because like it's like Microsoft has a lot of games that are coming out, and like you're like, who cares about Ubisoft Plus and Fortnite and all this other crap? You like, I could do without that. So I really feel like the day one thing is a far more important thing. So if they could somehow make that work, and Netflix kind of subsidizes that because they're going to get rid of their gaming division and that whole thing, that could be interesting. But they have to really include day one games, otherwise I feel like it's a loss.
Just imagine every single time you boot up a game in Game Pass, you hear the ta-dum.
Yeah, ta-dum.
Yeah, every time it just boots up with that sound. But let us know what you guys think about that. Do you like if they put a bundle together? How much? You know what? Actually, let's not transition to the next topic real quick. I want to know what price would be okay with you guys that would combine Game Pass Ultimate and Netflix. Like, what would be the price that you guys would be like? Yeah, okay, I could do that. Like, how much is Netflix right now?
So I'm looking at it
25.
right now. So it's $9 a month for the one with ads, $20 a month for the standard, that's 1080p, then $27 for the 4K and having up to 6 devices to download on.
Okay, so if you buy them separately, that's essentially $60 a month. What price would it need to be down to for you to say, I'm pulling that
$30.
trigger?
$30, Ned.
I love
So you're getting one for
$30.
free? That's crazy talk.
Are you thinking 4K 6 devices, Carrie, or are you
No, I'm thinking it's the
The 10
somehow like it's not going to be I don't think it's going to be Game Pass Ultimate, right? I don't think Game Pass Ultimate fits into Netflix. I do think a Microsoft games only one day does fit into there better than anything else, especially with all that other crazy crap. So if Netflix can subsidize it by like $5 or something, and then now they're getting $30 instead of 27 or whatever the hell they're going to get, and they can make ends meet somewhere in between, and Microsoft makes it work, that would make sense. But if they go over $30 a month, I think we have like firmly understood that $30 a month for a subscription is already kind of like pain tier for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
if they can get
But not
Netflix
for two
and Game Pass,
subscriptions.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but like 2 subscriptions for $30, then all of a sudden, now they're $15 a piece, right? Now you're back into old world. You just have to, you get Game Pass day one for Microsoft only, and you get some variant of Netflix, maybe not the full fat one, but you get some variant of that.
Dumb
Just
question.
to put that in perspective, I have HBO, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three together for $30 a month, which
Right,
is a
$30 a
really
month.
good deal.
I think $30 a month is the $30 a month. I think whether they want to admit it or not, or they're very much figuring out right now, is like the fatigue price of what people
Agreed.
are. Yeah, it's like this is where they are right now. This is where everyone's fatigue level is at, and if you go over that, they will just get rid of it. And I think when the people are looking into consolidating things, if Netflix and Game Pass joined, it's interesting. I just think that there's going to be somewhere in there that makes sense. And again, you're talking about it, I'm beating a dead horse here. I really think that it can't be Game Pass Ultimate because it's just Microsoft will lose money, and I don't think that's a winning price for a bundle. So maybe like 30 for me is still.
Do
like
you
the
think of
max.
this as cloud-based? Do you imagine like if they're working on something that's going to be a cloud-based?
So like cloud-based only version of that? If that is the case, I still don't see it being Ultimate. It still has to be Microsoft only games. I could see cloud being in there because that makes a lot of sense. It'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. So just to put that in perspective, I have a Sony TV that I use for my main living room. It's like it came out in 2020, and it was one of the best Android-based TVs with 3 gigs of RAM. That was the only most of the TVs had 1 gig of RAM, and Microsoft still does not support that TV on the Android App Store to put Game Pass on there. I have to use Better xCloud to get it to work, and even then, it's kind of not great. So how like the cloud thing, it kind of does work, but on a lot of TVs it's just not going to. So it's kind of like this weird kind of thing of like, is it actually gonna make any sense? Yeah, no. I'm not discounting it. I think that there is an avenue there, but it's really about like the hardware that could support it that also matters as well.
Makes sense.
Anybody else have prices that you want to shout out, or you land in there with Carrie?
I think 30 is fair, and I'm thinking, the 1080p tier, which is that $20 a month tier. And bear in mind the Netflix prices I just said just went up like a day or two ago. Like this is the higher tier.
They'll
the
go
higher
up again in
prices
6
now,
months.
I'm sure. And so the $20 tier, the 1080p one, plus some Xbox games at $30 makes sense to me. And I think, the idea of keeping it maybe only to day one Xbox games and focusing more on the streaming side, I think that all makes sense. Maybe throw in PC Game Pass, then I'd be happy.
Yeah,
Right.
and I was thinking about it as the $20 Netflix tier, just like you, Russ. So like $20 Netflix tier, plus you get the Xbox stuff, $30 seems like. And I agree with Carrie. That is the cutoff point. I don't want to see a subscription for more than $30. That is like personal
Right.
entertainment. I'll buy my own entertainment if that's the case.
All right. Let us know what price you're willing to pay in the comments down below. Or maybe you're like, screw this. I don't want Xbox. I don't want Netflix. I'm watching everything on, I don't know. I was going to name off a random obscure thing, but now I can't. Tubi. Maybe I'm going to watch everything on Tubi. Let us know in the comments down below. This was just a small part of my podcast, the Nerd Nest podcast. And if you enjoyed it, then do me a favor and click on that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, then I think you should check out the link in the description down below the like button. It's going to take you to the full podcast so you can check out the entire conversation and a whole lot more. If that sounds good, I hope to see you over there. Stay rad, and thanks for watching.